Hi, my name is Candace Wilson, and this is my week 5 planning an important conversation video. I'm just going to walk through the steps of the importance of planning a conversation, how that's going to benefit your conversation. Um, the issue I'm having is that people in my house are not picking up after themselves. The other person involved is my husband and my sister. They're the worst at it. And my kids are the stakeholders, they're the people that are directly affected also. On Friday, I came home and the house was a mess. We talked about this before, and I know that we all have jobs, but I'm expecting all of you to help and clean up after yourselves. I feel very frustrated when I come home from work and the house is a mess. I want for all of us to work together and be responsible to help keep the house clean. We need to come up with a list of who's going to be responsible for what and how often it needs to be done. I also tried to take a step back and see the issue from their point of view and how they're going to respond to me saying everything that I just said. I don't want them to feel like I'm attacking them, and I want to try and have the conversation calmly so that way we can come up with a more effective resolution. I don't want them to think that I'm coming at them being negative and cranky, and that's why I think really mapping out my conversation beforehand is going to help me stay on track and keep the conversation going effectively. I really don't want to hurt their feelings at all, and I know that they want to also keep the house clean, and it's nice to come home to a clean house, so I just try to keep all that in mind when I came up with the dialogue for the conversation. Step 2 is develop your interactual plan. So I want to be really inviting and ask them how they feel when they come home and the house is a mess. Ask them to see it from my point of view too. I come home, I have to make dinner, I still have to get the kids ready for bed, and I have to do schoolwork now. So it's nice if I could have help so it freed up some more time for me to focus on stuff that I need to get done. So I want them to take a step back and see how see if they can see that from my point of view. I want them to help come up with a solution that we can all benefit from. So I want to ask them, how can we fix this? What do you think will help all of us to hold each other accountable? Do you think coming up with a list of things that need to be done around the house and when they need to be completed? Or do you think we each maybe do one thing every week? Or, however that's going to work, and wash your own dishes, and what do they think is going to be a most beneficial plan for all of us to stick to so that we can help meet the goal of keeping the house cleaner. Step 3 is anticipate how to respond to the unexpected. So what could potentially go wrong? My sister she works 2 jobs, so she's tired when she comes home, and she can be really testy when I talk to her about it. So I need to expect that she could get kind of cranky, so that's why I need to come up with a way where she doesn't feel like I'm attacking her, where I'm trying to be inviting and create a positive conversation. Some of the cues that might be going on is body language. Make sure that my husband is looking at me when I'm talking to him, that he's not on his phone or sidetracked, that he's actually hearing me. My sister can be she does, okay, and she doesn't sum up what I've said to her, so sometimes she's not really listening to what I'm saying. So I need to make sure that I'm being inviting and creating a conversation for her to respond to. Sometimes they'll, try and change the subject, or they'll get on their phones and stop listening to what I'm saying. So I need to, keep in mind that they'll try and throw me off track, but to try and keep the conversation going and, express the importance of, keeping the house clean and having this conversation. I could keep in mind just to stay calm and stay in my skill zone when conversating them about it. It's going to help create a more beneficial outcome for everybody. I want to create a conversation where I can be inviting and create them an environment where they have input and feel like they've contributed to help find the solution. I can really stay on track by just staying calm and, taking a deep breath when I feel myself getting tense and just really listening to what they have to say as well. Step 4 is rehearse your process. Going over the conversation, making sure that I'm not going to forget something that's important for me to say that I want to make sure that I say. So really practicing the conversation, remembering what I've practiced and staying on track when I have the conversation is really going to help benefit me, trying to express what I need to say to them, but also allowing them to do the same. So just really rehearsing it and making sure that I have it down, staying on track, I think will benefit me greatly. I really like this process. Going through it and actually mapping out the conversation is going to help me. Sometimes when I have these kind of conversations, I can get frustrated and then I just get huffy and don't even say the key points that I really wanted to get out, even though I was like, man, I wish I would have said that. So I think really mapping out my steps and going over them and making sure that I have a clear plan, that I can express that plan, but also allowing them to do the same. So I'm really excited to give this conversation a try and can't wait. Thanks.